What's going on all you gamers, here we are back with some more Outriders. Today is Thursday, meaning there's a new developers update. So if you want to know what's going on in the world of Outriders, what the new patch entails, what buffs or nerfs are coming in, then stay tuned, that's coming up next. Welcome back all you guys and girls, as always for all things gaming, for all things Xbox, all the latest and greatest content, then why not hit that subscribe and bell icon. But for today you're here to find out what's going on in the world of Outriders and what the latest patch entails. Now first off, there's four kind of key things to this one. There's the important patch release info, patch notes, the demo update and an ongoing list of currently tracked issues. The last one I'm going to cover a little bit, but honestly I'm not going to go fully in depth because a lot of them are the ones that have kind of been gone over about 3, 4, 5 times over. So I'll just go over the biggies so that this doesn't go on for too long. The first part, important patch release info. As mentioned Tuesday, whilst testing this patch, they came across a couple of crashes. Along with the community, they discussed this and found that they were present mainly in the game already. As such, they've decided to launch the patch today, whereas before they weren't sure whether or not it would be implemented. What they're saying is what they need to know from this is if there's any more issues that persist. The one thing they were worried about was kind of more crashing in game. A lot of it seemed to revolve around multiplayer. So if you're having a lot of issues with crashing, going back to dashboard or just being kicked from your game in general, I would definitely say head over to Reddit and let them know. Now for the patch notes, one great one is definitely the improved and faster Xbox sign-in process. I jumped on just to make sure this was actually accurate, and honestly it is significantly improved. It really is. So hopefully that will stay as it is, because that is an absolute lifesaver and allows you to sign in much faster. Also improved matchmaking to reduce the chance of matchmaking with an AFK player. Now what they've classed as an AFK player is anyone who's not been moving in game for 2 minutes. This will pretty much remove them from the queue. However, from what I've been told, it's not anyone who's in their actual, say, loot items or they're trying to do their mods. This won't involve those because they're actually playing, it's just people that have been idle. Also improved the visibility of Broodmother's Surge AoE attack. Now this has been an ongoing thing for quite some time, basically the blue flames, and hopefully now people will be able to see them and not die to that attack quite as much. Fixed a bug whereby Scrap Grenade would stop working after a cinematic or when rejoining a session. Now this one has been in the game pretty much since the start and was an absolute nightmare because Scrap Grenade was a really nice mod to use. However, everyone stopped using it because it was a complete pain. It was very finicky, you had to do a few things in order to make that work past the cinematics and such. Sometimes it was more hassle than it was worth. Now finally you can chuck that back on your guns again. Next up, resolved an issue with the Technomancer borealis set and changed its description to match its new behaviour. Now this one is significant as it is a very good increase. So the new description is increased damage on frozen enemies by 90%. Also critical hit damage is increased by 10% for all party members for 8 seconds after cold snap usage. This right here has made that set much more viable. Honestly, it's really good now. The old description was increased weapon damage on frozen enemies by 90%, also critical hit damage is increased by 10% for all party members for 8 seconds after cold snap usage. So now, as you can see, the main thing is it's 90% on anything, not just weapon damage. That is a significant increase and a huge buff. However, they have gone on to state that there's still an underlying issue with it in some cases. What they're saying is if you're not actually seeing the 90% bonus, what you should do is unequip and re-equip the set. Pretty much a turn it off, turn it on again thing going on, but just unequip it, chuck it back on, and hopefully that should fix the issue for the moment until they can completely resolve it. Fixed a bug that could cause the tricksters hunt the prey to get stuck on activating. This one's really good because I know a lot of tricksters were having a very big issue with that one. And fixed a bug whereby bleed status from the armor mod Bloody Crush would not be afflicting enemies hit with the gravity leap skill. Fixed a bug whereby the Devastator's blood donation class node wouldn't work if the player didn't have other active skill leech nodes or mods. Next up, they've clarified the description for the Ravenous Locust mod, so they've just changed it up a little bit in the wording. Fixed a bug whereby dismantling an item might not have displayed the mod preview. I had this pretty much constantly, I never saw it after a patch, so they've fixed that and now you're going to see it whenever you dismantle them. Fixed an issue that would cause the in-sync accolade to not properly unlock for client players. That's really good because I know a lot of people were having this issue, meaning that they wouldn't actually be able to get the accolade at all. Now that's fixed, I'm sure a lot of people will be happy with that. Fixed an issue that could cause players to not get the proper reward if they completed an expedition during the final second of the reward tier. I've had that myself once or twice, it's very strange, but at least they fixed that one as well. And finally, other bug and crash fixes. Basically they're just trying to minimise the actual crashes. Now with this, and this one I find a little bit odd to be honest, they've rebalanced one of the Pyromancer's mods, and that's one of the phaser beam mods, Healthy Lifestyle. Its description now states, Phaser Beam boosts your health regeneration by X amount for the skill's duration. The old one boosts your health regeneration by a certain amount for a certain amount of seconds after the skill ends. Now this is a bit odd for me because for myself I think it was better the old way. Let me know in the comments if I'm absolutely wrong, but I honestly thought with how much mitigation you get from the mod for the 65% extra mitigation damage now, you didn't really need this. As such, I doubt a lot of people will be using this mod, but maybe it will be used along in conjunction with that. I don't know, I preferred it the other way because the 65 mitigate damage plus that meant you were kind of going to survive until it actually activated again. But like I said, maybe that's just me, let me know what you guys and girls think. Now next up, they go on to say that the demo has been updated. The Outriders demo has been updated so that its fixed list and improvements are now in line with our 22nd of June patch. Honestly, I completely forgot that this was still going. I hope there's not people still shooting at that cave. If they are, they deserve some kind of an achievement or an accolade or something. But yeah, basically they're saying that it's still up and going, and now that you don't need to be a Square Enix member in order to register or play, which is really nice if people did want to try the demo. Now finally, it's going over quite a long list of issues that are still tracked within the game. I'm only going to mention the kind of major ones because a lot of them are already known to us. So the first one is the state of Stadia. Stadia needs to be brought in line with other platforms regarding fixes, bug solutions and cross-play support. I know there's a lot of people out there that think this has just kind of been waylaid or chucked under the rug, so hopefully they are starting to look into that a bit because it's definitely been on a bit of the back burner, I believe. Next up is stuck at 99% accolade progression. This one right here, they're saying that the investigation is ongoing, but they're going to attempt to manually trigger it so that people who haven't actually got it now will be able to get it. I don't know if that's going to be in a future update of sorts, they don't really go into it, but they're saying they're going to try and manually trigger it so that it overwrites it and everyone will have that 100% if they should have. Next up, again, they talk about the Technomancer borealis set. The 90% bonus can stop working in combat. Again, pretty much like they've already gone over, what you're going to need to do is if you find it not working, you'll have to re-equip the items just to make sure that it does actually work as intended. Now next up, and it says Xbox problems relating to signing in. Now this one is a little bit worrying for me, as when I tried to jump on for the second time, it was telling me I couldn't actually get into the servers. So fingers crossed this hasn't happened to me, but I guess I'll find out shortly. This is one of our top priorities and something we are continuing to investigate. This patch may well help with issues, but we are continuing to monitor it. If that is what's happened, this patch is the one that's broke it for me. So fingers crossed it's just because I jumped on early and they're still having a few issues. I guess we'll find out. Now there are still other fixes that are needed, however I'm not going to mention them all. The only one that I can see that I haven't actually kind of gone over a little bit is this one right here, and that's certain enemies, especially alphas, may break out of frozen CC as soon as they are damaged. Again, they're saying that these are being investigated, along with all the others. There's quite a few others that they are, and all of them are still being investigated. So if you have got any issues, I would either take it up with them on Reddit, or they will be addressing it in a future patch. Right, all you guys and girls, as you can see from that, they have addressed a few things. The main thing for me is definitely the signing in. Well, hopefully the signing in, if I can sign in. It is definitely quicker. The first time I did it, the second time I wasn't able to. So let's see how that goes. But the significance in how fast it is really, really evident, and hopefully that will make a lot of people happy. Secondly, the buff to the borealis set is really, really nice, meaning that it may actually be worth putting it on there, whereas before it was a little bit lackluster. Some of the others, like I said, if you're having any issues with the signing in or with the crashes, jump onto Reddit, let them know, or see how it's actually going. As always guys and girls, for all things gaming, for all things Xbox, take care, I'll see you on the next day.